So typically we see technologies like Rainbird only automate roles where those roles are very narrow, and that's normally when jobs are being offshored through to business process outsourcing organizations. So those organizations are seeing a huge reduction in the number of deals as labor arbitrage is being replaced with labor automation. For the rest of the workforce, Rainbird is really providing tools that augment people and help them be much more efficient and effective in their job. So I think lots of organizations are using these technologies tactically in order to be able to automate simple, repetitive tasks. And actually businesses now need to start being much more strategic about the way that they're using these technologies rather than just papering over the cracks of their legacy systems. Rainbird is being used to really achieve the next level of automation, which is to start taking the complex decision making that is performed by very expensive, very skilled people in the organization and help take on some of that work to free those people to be able to do the things that machines are poor at, which is managing customers and build rapport. Organizations are just beginning to wake up to the limitations of traditional robotic process automation and starting to make some more strategic decisions about how they use AI. So I think the more opaque AI is, the more concern regulators are going to have about the use of these technologies. Rainbird is very transparent. It provides an entirely legible rationale for every decision that it makes, so it plays very well within these regulated decisions that need to be made. Not only that actually, but Rainbird is capable of helping the regulator apply the logic that they need to apply to these individual cases. So transparency and interpretability of these technologies is key in this world where there is increasing tension between organizations and the regulator, and we're definitely helping to break that down. Most data sets contain biased data, and so if you're building algorithms out of that data, you face the risk of that bias being manipulating the results. And if you combine this with the fact that machine learning is very difficult to interpret, it's a very dangerous combination. Rainbird is all about deliberately building a system, and Rainbird can play back to you your logic. So it's very easy to take bias out and be very conscious of it when you're building a system. And because Rainbird's interpretable for any answer, you get a plain English rationale that enables any sensible business person to understand what's happened without needing a data scientist. And so it's really able to take risk and bias out of these systems quite dramatically. So we're continuing to be very focused on our work in fraud and financial crime. Last year it's estimated that cost the global economy over £3 trillion, which is more than the GDP of the United Kingdom and Italy combined. You bring that back to the UK, a recent report showed that something like £44 billion worth of savings can be achieved if businesses can invest more in trying to stop fraud. So work in fraud and financial crime is very important, as well as other use cases in financial services. We'll continue to work with professional services in tax and law, as well as with insurers in claims and accounting. And actually for the first time in 2020, we're going to be making Rainbird available to universities free of charge so that they can continue to explore use cases that sit outside of those domains, and so that the young people coming through those universities can recognize and think up their own ways of being able to use this technology to make a real difference to the world. So we've made it easier for organizations of any size to start working with the Rainbird Studio, which is this platform that enables you to build in a process normally of just a few weeks these systems. And that's to make it more accessible, so people can sign up, they can get access to the platform, they can get trained online, and in just a few days start building systems that are going to make a difference. And this is really about democratizing these technologies. The winning solutions throughout most of the automation market are coming from the business. There is this devolvement of the creation of these technologies from being a technical task to being something that the business is responsible for. We're part of that revolution. We think it's very exciting, and it's key to accelerating the growth of these technologies within businesses to enable them to evolve and stay competitive.